Good morning, everyone. This video is made for bringing up my views on why I'm very critical about the GRC softwares. Over a period of time, GRC softwares, had their application roadmaps didn't really have the right, direction. Most probably because of the way it's been driven and the kind of clients that they would have catered to. Holistically, if you want to have a look at GRC, the reason that I really think that it should align towards the enterprise risk management is simply because GRC is not just about compliance. It's not just about regulatory compliance. One of the key thing that we all have to map is the strategic outlook from the executives, and that has to go into the organization, and it becomes operational over a period of time, just like the business operations. So it's like you align the risks across with the business mappings, and when we try to do this, the software that we try to have should have similar logic, and that's the reason that I'm critical about GRC. Now GRC leans towards a lot of regulatory compliance, and then based on which client they cater to, as I said before, it just tries to go ahead and map across only for those clients, and this unfortunately has led to pretty much a large gap between ERM and GRC. And the second factor is GRC can still be purchased as a software by those who do not have enterprise risk management. Now we have to keep in mind that enterprise risk management comes in only after we talk about enterprise architecture, and sometimes even security management or information security management matures in the same way. Now can we have a GRC when such maturity model is not there in the organizations? Possible, and yes, we can have it, provided that it's just the balance of who looks at risk. If you have and then how you deploy the solution in terms of on how it has to be, which hat you are wearing. Is it just a manager's hat or a risk manager's hat? And based on that, we can have different implementations. But coming back to the point that why GRC softwares fail is because they kind of fail to take in some of the scope of internal audit cycles. They also do not map some of the requirements from the ERM side. So my suggestion to the those who are on the development of the software, I would suggest that they should look at ERM as the best practice. ERM is where the software should reach, rather than just the external compliance or the regulatory compliance. And in that way, if they start building the GRC software, it will help them target more audience, and they'll definitely help them target more businesses, because businesses are here to grow. Businesses have to grow. That's the direction they take. If they're stagnant, obviously there is a risk, and if they don't grow in their stature, then there is and are they overgrowing? Now these are risk related issues, but then can the GRC software handle these issues? I can have open thought processes like this, and as a risk manager, and map it towards how the executives would like to think about. And in the same way, the GRC tools have to be unique in such a manner to ensure that such dynamic thought processes also get into this. And then comes into the concepts of the ERM itself. Now we do have different concepts within ERM which needs to be mapped again, logically speaking. The software is always about business logic, so those logics should come into the picture. And again, coming back to the just by on the user interfaces, If you look at the user interface, you should clearly suggest that, okay, which is a corrective action, which is a reactive action item for the person who's completing the action item, because and which is a strategic action point. Now, without this, you just ask some of the persons inside the organization to complete the particular task. It just becomes futile effort, because the prioritization for them is not clear when they look at when they in their view, in their user view. And that's pretty much important, so that they know that this is a corrective action that we are trying to take, and this is a reactive action, or this is a strategic action. So based on that, I really don't see these terms right there in the GRC softwares, and these are important for ensuring that the some of the languages used inside the internal audit and risk teams come into the business slowly, if not completely. So the GRC software should help in getting these terms and the language in. Remember, from a ERM point of view and risk management point of view, we love it when everybody speaks the same language as the executives, and that is one of the core reasons we have risk management in the first place. And when we try to do that, it through the software, it just becomes easier. So this message is specifically for those who are trying to select a GRC product, or those who are in the product development as such. I hope this message is helpful for those, and you can say that I'm trying to represent the functional guys who are the risk managers and the actual those behind the risk and the internal audit. Thanks.